Amazon is buying Eero. Yeah, and if my Twitter feed is any indication, a lot of you are really, really mad about it. It's breaking news, so let's break it down. I'm Rene Ritchie, and this is Vector. Dave Limp, SVP of Amazon Devices and Services. We are incredibly impressed with the Eero team and how quickly they invented a Wi-Fi solution that makes connected devices just work. We have a shared vision that the smart home experience can get even easier, and we're committed to continue innovating on behalf of customers. Nick Weaver, co-founder and CEO of Eero. From the beginning, Eero's mission has been to make technology in homes just work. We started with Wi-Fi because it's the foundation of the modern home. Every customer deserves reliable and secure Wi-Fi in every room. By joining the Amazon family, we're excited to learn from and work closely with the team that is defining the future of the home, accelerate our mission, and bring Eero systems to more customers around the globe. Now, Amazon, as I'm sure you know, is the biggest online retailer in many parts of the world, run by the richest person in the world. It's also the leader in cloud computing with Amazon Web Services, and home-based digital assistants with Echo and Alexa. Eero, as you may or may not know, is a mesh router system made by former Apple engineers. It's super simple to set up and use and has a companion subscription service that offers all sorts of extras like content blocking and malware protection. And, full disclosure, Eero has previously sponsored this and other shows I've hosted. Whether they continue to do so or not, I don't know. Audible, even after being bought by Amazon, did continue. But either way, no sponsor will ever influence what I have to say or how I have to say it. Weigh that as you will. So why are some people so pissed? Why are people who already bought Eero saying they're thinking about throwing them out, and people who haven't yet bought them saying they dodged a bullet? Because, simply put, they feel betrayed. They feel bait and switched. They feel sold out. They chose and trusted Eero, and now they feel like they're being handed over to Amazon. But let's back up a minute. In April of 2018, Apple canceled its long-running airport line of wireless routers. They were neglected to the point of being outdated. But people liked them because they were easy to set up and use, and Apple's commitment to privacy was incredibly important to privacy-centric customers. Absent new airports, or any airports really, people needing a replacement or simply wanting something more modern went in search of equally privacy-centric alternatives. And because of their roots in Apple engineering and their apparently like-minded commitment to privacy, some of those people settled on Eero. And now they have Amazon. It plays to all the fears of all the people about small companies you like and trust being eaten up by big companies you may very well not like or trust, and your data being only ever as protected as the next giant megacorp that buys it out and takes over. Now, whether these feelings are reasonable or not, we'll each have to decide for ourselves. But Amazon has had their share of privacy issues over the years. They've come under fire for considering the sale of their facial recognition software to law enforcement. Their Echo devices have several times recorded and even transmitted sensitive information, including conversations and messages to unintended third parties. And most recently, Ring doorbell contractors, another company bought by Amazon, were accused of monitoring the cameras of their customers, essentially spying on them. And just to cherry top that particular sentiment Sunday, some people already feel like Amazon creepily follows them around the internet, always trying to sell or upsell them on something. Now, for their part, Eero is saying its privacy policy will stay intact under Amazon. Eero and Amazon take customer privacy very seriously, and we will continue to protect it. Eero does not track customers' internet activity, and this policy will not change with the acquisition. The reason Eero cuts particularly deep with privacy-first customers, though, is because routers sit at the edge of our homes and offices and the internet. Forget the north. They are the wall, the primary layer of defense in depth, where the packets leave our phones and tablets and computers and hit our internet service providers, or vice versa. Routers are one of the places we want privacy the most. And to some people, even the remotest chance of Amazon using Eero to monitor everything that's being done on home or office Wi-Fi, whether intentionally or accidentally, by policy or through abuse, is untenable. As untenable as putting Google Wi-Fi there. So the reflex reactions of ripping and replacing existing Eero systems, or thanking the fates they don't already have one to rip and replace, and the anger over there being one less privacy-centric option on the market is palpable. What about the flip side though? From Amazon's point of view, buying Eero makes a world of sense. Amazon already owns the cloud, owns online retail, at least in many regions, and owns Echo and the Works with Alexa ecosystem. On the surface, slotting Eero in there does exactly what the announcement said it does. Creates an infrastructure where adding more Works with Alexa products to your network is drop-in, dead simple easy. Deeper, it sets the stage for an even more advanced interconnected ecosystem all the way from that cloud to that endpoint, and with a huge range of potential products interconnected in between. For people who love that Works with Alexa ecosystem, adding Eero as its local heart is pretty great news, as is the idea that Eero Plus could be melted into Amazon Prime, giving all that extra value not for free but as part of what's already being paid for. In other words, an overall savings. Also, Eero is currently available in very, very few regions, and they said right up front that part of this plan is to help them expand. Now, yeah, it really is weird that some people use Amazon and love the service and Prime while not liking or trusting the company behind it, because it's cheaper, faster, and there are no real alternatives. Other people, though, genuinely love the company as well as the service and have absolutely no problem with them or their buying Eero. Everyone is, of course, going to have to weigh all the information and decide for themselves. There are legit privacy and security concerns, but there are also legit conveniences and benefits. What remains indisputable, though, is that for people for whom privacy is the most important feature, Amazon is not a company they trust. And as of right now, today, there's one less option on the market for them. Sure, you can still get the Logitech Velop system that Apple sells in their stores. You can also get something from Ubiquiti, the company founded by one of Apple's original airport architects. I'll drop a list to all of the alternatives in the description below. But you can no longer get Eero, and you still can't get anything from Apple. And maybe that's the real heart of the anger and unhappiness here. Apple chose not to keep its aging airport line. They chose not to invest in a next-generation mesh airport system for the next generation of Wi-Fi. And even if they didn't have a clear internal path to one, Apple chose not to buy Eero themselves and bring those engineers back into the fold, at least not before Amazon did. So Apple customers feel abandoned, naked and afraid on the internet. 1,000 no's for every yes. A company that prioritizes focus has to stay focused. When you keep adding new products, you sometimes need to retire old products. All of that is true. But as I've said repeatedly, the danger of focus is tunnel vision. Eero will now become Amazon's router and its connection between cloud and home. Google already has that with Google Wi-Fi. So does Samsung, who acquired it along with SmartThings and all of their connected home accessories. Google also has Nest and Dropcam. Amazon also has Ring and Blink. It's buying Eero and has invested in Ecobee. And there are probably other acquisitions I've missed or just forgotten, probably many. And Apple, again, has no router, no connection between their cloud and their customers' devices, and has so far bought and brought precisely 0 HomeKit accessories in-house, nor have they developed any of their own. Does Apple have to? They obviously feel like they don't, or at least they've shown no outward signs of it so far. Now, believe me, I'm aware that it's super mega easy, trademark, to think you know better when you have absolutely zero responsibility to ship or sell a product. So many analyst and pundit reputations that have tried to second guess this stuff have seen their ruins smote across the internet. But I do worry about the horn effect. Apple has benefited from the halo. People buying iPhones have bought iPads, Macs, AirPods, watches, etc. But equal and opposite, when you let those same people buy critical pieces of their experience from other vendors, you risk them buying more and more of those critical pieces from other vendors. Consider this as well. Despite early plans and promises to the contrary, neither Google's Nest nor Amazon's Ring have offered any HomeKit support, which means the competition isn't just buying up the ecosystem, they're walling it off. Bit by bit, company by company, people who use Apple and HomeKit won't be able to access some of the best products on the market. Sure, maybe some of these products are hella creepy and you'd never want to buy them, but the point is you no longer have that choice. You no longer have that option. And sure, there will be companies that stay independent and conglomerates that continue to support HomeKit regardless of whether they're independent or not. Some of them will be good, but not all of them will be the best. And they'll work, but unlike what we expect from Apple, they won't just work. But they just will with Amazon or Google or Samsung. And that'll make it much more likely for people to keep buying Amazon or Google or Samsung. Certainly for the home, but maybe eventually more, up to and including phones. And what's really so weird about all of this is that it's exactly the opposite of how Apple usually operates. Tim Cook's doctrine states that Apple should strive to control those technologies that are core to their business interests. Apple is usually the integrated player in any of their key markets, leaving the wider but less elegant modular approach to the competition. Apple may feel like routers and HomeKit, which I still really hope they rebrand as Apple Home, don't benefit from integration and aren't those kinds of core technologies. But looking around my Twitter feed today, I see an avalanche of Apple customers who'd beg to disagree. And for a company that values and champions privacy the way Apple does, what could be more important than securing that privacy right at the internet line? Well, education, I guess, but that's where Brilliant comes in. In just 5 minutes a day, Brilliant provides you with the context and framework that you need to tackle a specific problem. Could be code, logic, neural networks, machine learning, math, whatever. But the important thing is that you learn the concepts by applying them. If you like the problem and want to learn more, there's a course quiz quiz that explores the same concept in greater detail. These thought-provoking challenges will lead you from curiosity to mastery, one day at a time, in no time. And the first 200 of you will get 20% off the annual subscription to view all problems in the archives. So what are you waiting for? Go to brilliant.org/vector and finish your day a little smarter every day. Thanks, Brilliant, and thanks to all of you for supporting the show. Now, I'd love to know what you think. Does Amazon buying Eero change anything for you? Should it change anything for Apple? Hit like, hit subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and then hit up the comments below and let me know. And thank you so much for watching.